Thanks, James, and thanks, Pack Partners, for the invitation today. As James mentioned, I'm Tom Davidson, CEO of ACDC Metals. We're excited to be here today to talk about ACDC Metals owning listing in January this year. The standard disclaimer. Our strategic statement: building a mine-to-market critical metals company and heavy mineral sand assets, a proprietary rare earth element processing technology. A secure supply of critical metals is essential for the energy transition. For an innovative business model, ACDC can play a pivotal role. Our investment highlights the rare earth element extraction. So this is the process where we take a monazite concentrate and produce a mixed rare earth carbonate and separate byproducts. Our feedstock can either come from ACDC monazite from Western Victoria mineral sand assets or sourced externally. We refer to this process as MMP, the medallion monazite process, which is a caustic crack process. As the name refers to, this process is being developed by Medallion Resources, a TSX listed company. ACDC has an exclusive agreement with Medallion Resources to utilise the MMP in Eastern Australia, specifically New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia and Northern Territory. This is our differentiator and the first step of downstream value add. Our heavy mineral sands. We currently hold 5 tenements in Western Victoria with a variability of both WIM and strandline mineralisations. Extensive drilling was conducted in the 80s and 90s by CRA, and our drilling program underway currently is going to allow us to validate and use this data to assist us in a JORC resource estimation. The nominated project will produce a heavy mineral concentrate, zircon, titania, and a rare earth concentrate, which will be the monazite and xanthine. The rare earth market is well documented. The outlook and the drivers for these rare earth projects. But to reiterate my view, I guess the 3 key points is the market growth. Signs still show significant growth with permanent magnets through to at least 2030. Secondly, China's dominance on the market from mining and all value add downstream processing, ranging from 60% to 90%. And thirdly, the markets, government, public are demanding the supply chain development of it on Australian shores. And that's why we think the MMP is a key cog in releasing the value add chain. Our work program. Our prospectus outline a drill program that would enable us to evaluate our projects and to enable our JORC maiden resource and to support our metallurgical test work. We are over 75% through that program and drilling continues now at our Douglas project. We're also in discussions with key consultants to commence scoping studies for both the mineral sands plant and our rare earths plant. Our board and management team. We have assembled a strong team with rare earth experience, with project development experience, engineering, finance and geology, and we have all worked together as well previously, so that can only help the cause. Our corporate structure, I guess the 2 key points to make here is we have a strong cash position, recently going through our IPO over Christmas, and this will enable us to complete our planned work for this year and next. In the bottom right hand corner there, the peer benchmarking graph. This to me shows the upside for ACDC Metals. Noted that the others are further developed with their projects, but that's the aspiration. ACDC Metals strategy mine to magnet. So this is really our key slide that explains what we're all about. Key to note that both the mineral sands plant and the rare earth plants can be developed independently. This is mainly due to the optionality of feedstock to the MMP and also that all monazite is relatively similar. Based on the work done by Medallion, monazite across the world is reasonably consistent with only minor adjustments to the plant required. The left-hand side box represents our mineral sand assets in Western Victoria and the supply of monazite concentrate to the MMP and also the production of heavy mineral concentrate. Both products from the mineral sands plant can be exported to established markets. Heavy mineral concentrate being the zircon, titania, rutile, limonite, all well understood markets and demands. The rare earth concentrate, currently all this concentrate in the world is exported to Asia for separation and further downstream activities. The advantages of monazite concentrate. Once processed through the mineral sands plant, we are able to produce a concentrate that is rich in rare earths. Monazite concentrate is 1,000 times richer in rare earths than the clay-hosted projects. This enables the downstream plant to be significantly smaller than that of the mineral sands plant. So for example, if we had a 5 million tonne mineral sands plant, the concentrate produced would be between 7 and 10,000 tonnes. So the MMP footprint is a lot smaller, reduced capital, operating costs, and a minimal waste stream. The monazite concentrate can be supplied to the rare earth extraction plant either from ACDC or international domestic supply. The right-hand side box represents our rare earth extraction and the separation step producing individual rare earth oxides. For the location of the plant, it is likely that it will not be adjacent or within close vicinity to the mineral sands plant due to current Victorian legislation. As part of the process, we will handle radionuclides, like all rare earth projects, so it's likely that it will be in South Australia where there is favourable legislation. We have already done a site visit to Adelaide, met with key stakeholders, and have received only positive feedback. What is the MMP? So MMP is the Medallion monazite process. Medallion have spent the last 5 to 6 years developing this flow sheet with the Saskatchewan Research Council, so that's the ANSTO equivalent in Canada, and have a technically strong flow sheet. The flow sheet is based on the 1970 technology used at La Rochelle and subsequently in China. The main developments have been a continuous operation, enabling efficiency in energy and reagent consumption, and additional steps in processing to minimise the waste streams. They've also completed a concept study that was located in the US, and that'll be part of our activities now is to Australianise that concept study. Key to note that the downstream opportunities that this represents for Australia towards the production of magnets is enormous. Currently, all processing beyond mining is exported offshore, so the value-add opportunity is here. The REE opportunity. Firstly, market growth. So the NdPr supply and demand shows that we need to double our current production if we're to meet current forecasts. Secondly, the China's dominance. So on the right-hand side graph there, you can see once we get beyond mining, it's clearly dominated by the Chinese market. And the downstream processing represents a value capture opportunities. Over 85% of rare earth magnet value is in post-mining activities. So our mineral sands projects. Our mineral sands projects are all located in Western Victoria on the edge of the Murray Basin. Projects are all close to current or historic mineral sands operations. You might see a few familiar names on there. Clear access, wide roadside verges for low impact exploration. So getting into our tenements for this program has been relatively simple. Drill program progress to date. So at the Goschen Central Project, we've completed over 140 holes to 7,000 metres in both discovery and infill drilling. Watchem Project, over 3,500 metres of discovery drilling. And our Douglas Project, which is underway right now, we've planned for 4,000 metres, and that started last week. All samples to date have been delivered to the lab in Perth, and like everyone else, we're waiting for assays. Our work plan for 2023, with our initial phase of drilling near complete, our focus will move to the delivery of our maiden JORC resource. Concept studies are being discussed with respective consultants with the intent of starting this quarter. And then once we have both the JORC resource and concept studies of both our mineral sands plant and of our rare earth plant, we'll be able to get a really good view of what our company strategy is all about. Additionally, our focus is also on the further testing requirements to move into a PFS and beyond. That test work with ANSTO is critical and it doesn't take 2 seconds. So we're starting to plan and prepare for generating that material so we can produce monazite concentrate to then allow them to do that test work. And in summary, so we're a strong team. There's cash in the bank to do our plan for the next 2 years. And in our short time of being in operations, we're delivering on what we said we'd do in our prospectus, and we remain on schedule. We're working in well-established areas. We're seeing minimal delays to activities, and the messaging of downstream value add is a good one and our differentiator. Thank you for your time and ongoing support.
First question. Hi, I just was hoping you could talk a little bit more about the Medallion licensing agreement. For example, like specifically the license in the future allow you to process outside of what you mine yourself?
Yes.
Okay, so is that something that...
so when we say we can get it in externally, so yeah, either ACDC produces a concentrate to the MMP, or we can import, as long as it comes in through those geographical borders of South Australia and Victoria, then that's, yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want to just emphasise the importance, given you showed the bar charts, of how China dominates rare earth processing and obviously in the news flow these days in the AFR and elsewhere, like how much inbound inquiry have you had about developing rare earths processing in the jurisdiction of Australia?
Yeah, so particularly when we met with the departments in South Australia, so everyone's all very excited about the sexy building magnets and so all that value add, and so I guess we're saying we're going to come in as those first two cogs, which will then open up that opportunity. So metallising, alloying, and then onto magnet manufacture. So that creates a big hub, revenues, opportunities for the whatever state I guess it's in. So yeah.
Tom, very quickly, each different deposits, they've got different expectations of monazite. Just wondering if you can comment about that in terms of hierarchy of drill targets, but also that the NMP plant has a life of its own, regardless of the results.
Yeah, so I guess at the moment our focus has probably been on the Goschen Central Project, which is a WIM style, and so I guess we know there's monazite there, but we haven't been able to quantify any of that yet. And I guess in those strand lines we typically have the coarser particles. I guess we still haven't got sort of full clarity around whether the monazite content there. And as far as, I think your second question was what, developing the MMP separately?
Yes, it's an independent stream.
Yeah, I guess the factor I guess with the MMP is I guess it's just time. So no rare earth project. If they were that easy, everyone would just go build them tomorrow. And so being able to get that test work going through the lab, pilot plants, and I guess it all takes money and time. So that's really the I guess the long game with MMP. The mineral sands plant is well tried and tested. You've got VHM, Astron in the region. So it's nothing new technology coming up there.